The plaintiff in this case was accused of a serious criminal offence. The solicitor and barrister representing him advised him that it was in his interest to plead guilty. He was told that if he pleaded guilty, he was unlikely to go to prison. He pleaded guilty initially, but then changed his plea. His first trial miscarried when the judge admitted evidence of his earlier guilty plea. In a second trial, he was acquitted. He sued both the barrister and solicitor for negligence, arguing that if they had not initially advised him to plead guilty, he would not have done so, and would not have suffered the events which followed, including time in prison on remand. To resolve his claim, the court revisited an earlier ruling in a case called Giannarelli and Wraith, in which the court decided, for a number of reasons, that advocates before the court are immune from suit for negligence. They considered two questions. First, whether the protection against being sued for negligence in court belongs to barristers only, or whether it extends to solicitors undertaking advocacy in court. The majority judges said, the duty which each owes the client are identical. The content of the advice is identical. It cannot be said that the advice of one is more closely related to the court proceedings than the other, let alone being intrinsically superior to or more effective than the other, if such a distinction were possible or relevant. As a result, they found that solicitors advocate were entitled to the same protection as barristers. They then revisited the basis for the protection in the first place, and they found that the rationale for the immunity was a principle known as the finality principle, that once a dispute has been dealt with by the court, it should not be reopened. If people were able to sue barristers after losing a trial, the finality principle would be offended because the negligence trial would effectively be a rerun of the initial trial. The majority judges said, a central and pervading tenet of the judicial system is that controversies once resolved are not to be reopened, except in a few narrowly defined circumstances. From this case, we confirm that barristers and solicitors advocate remain immune from negligence claims for work performed in court, in order to preserve the finality of the court's decisions.